Have another question from Uganda. It's a long question. I work for a lead gen publisher. The traditional ways of generating leads via email or telemarketing with multiple custom questions around budget, authority, time frame doesn't seem to be working in today's world. Absolutely right. What new ideas or thoughts you see coming up in the world of sales to capture the real intent of the prospect? Look, the social media has given people the leverage to really become social and expect the companies to be social, right? So the transactional nature of sales is no longer relevant. What I mean by that is that there was a time when salespeople would call up somebody and ask them questions, and some 60-70% people will pick up a phone and would have a conversation. Now, people rely more on messaging. They are not very happy to take a call. The another thing is that they rely more upon is to do their own research. I don't want to be convinced by people anymore. I want to take out my phone, right, and I want to do my own research. And that is what's much more reliable, because psychologically, if you ask me about my product, my business, I'm supposed to say good things, right? So the reliability of what is coming out of my mouth is not there. But the problem earlier was that there was no other option that the customers had. Today, thankfully, they have a lot of options. So what is happening is that when you do a telemarketing, when you do a direct sales, or when you do email or lead gen or whatever, when you ask them questions, they are not very keen to talk to you. They are not very keen to give you the information, right? So what you do is you take a couple of steps back and you map out the journey of somebody. For example, if somebody is coming to your website, you can have a ranking system, and this is how we build for it. We don't ask people whether you're interested or not, right? We don't check the intent by that. So first we have one set of criteria that, okay, this qualifies the person as a man for us, so money, authority, and the need. So for example, we have a hypothesis that, okay, if you have a designation which is founder, CEO, director, or any CXO level in an organization, then you are in the authority of taking decision about the marketing, this branding, and lead generation, the product that we sell. So that's one part. The second is we kind of put up a filter on the size of the companies that we want to work with, that how large is the company, and we also have a filter on the industries that we want to work with. So when we ask people questions in our lead generation process, and I'll talk about that also separately, we ask them these 4-5 questions: that what is the size of the a company that they have in terms of number of employees, what is the industry that they belong to, and what is their designation. And we give them choices, we give them options. I don't restrict them that, okay, you're the CEO or not. They may be calling themselves managing director, so who cares? I give them options. So that's one part of it. Now comes the intent part of it. Now the intent is defined by the activities that they do or the actions that they take with my content. So for example, I'm conducting a webinar and somebody signed up for my webinar. Now, based on the topic that I had for the webinar, if somebody signs up, it tells me something about their intent, right? Then another activity that we have is we create a lot of research papers, and we give a lot of ebooks, and we do that very specifically contextualized to the industry and the decision makers. For example, rather than creating an ebook which says 10 ways to generate leads, our ebook will be titled How Finance Industry Professionals Can Generate Leads, or 10 ways the finance industry or manufacturing businesses or HR services companies can generate leads. So I'm making it very specific. And then the same version of the ebook is also reproduced in a way wherein we title it with the name that how CXOs or how sales leaders can grow their sales in a particular industry. Now, this is very specific and very contextualized, and then we send it to different people. Now, if if people who are registering for these ebooks, if people who are responding to these ebooks, if they sign up or they share their information with us, and I talked about the selection criteria earlier already, that tells me that, okay, one, this person is from the target group that I'm going for, and this person is willing to share information with me based on that topic. Now, definitely this person is slightly more interested in knowing more about the problem that they have, and they certainly have a problem that they are researching at the moment. Now, based on that, we create segments and we put that into CRM, and then we map out that, okay, if somebody who has downloaded an ebook from our side on this topic, what other questions this person might be asking, or what other problems that they might be facing. And then we sit down and we create like 5, 7, 10, 15 different questions that this person might be thinking in a day-to-day. And then we create specific content around that. And then we keep sending them emails. And then you'll be surprised that the email open rates that we have with this method is about 60 to 70%. Now, as an email marketer, that this is very difficult to achieve today, but we have that. And I think that's only possible because our content is very contextual and very targeted, and it actually talks about their problem. Now, when we keep doing that, of course, we're driving that traffic back to our website, and somewhere on the website, there is a pre-consultation or ask for a call back from our team form, right? After 4, 5, 7 interactions, it depends on the kind of stage or the intent that the person was. They do fill up that form and ask for a call back. And that is where our sales process actually starts. Up until now, I'm not even calling a sales process. There was just marketing and education that we were doing. The moment my sales team gets involved in discussing and then having a discussion, that is where the sales process starts. And the approach that we use for sales is something that I call consultative selling skills style, and what it means is that we do not push a product or a service. We talk, and then it's in two processes. In fact, the first call, we call that discovery call or a consultation call, wherein the only objective of the salesperson is to talk to the person. We have about 17, 18, 19 questions that we ask them, and we have a lot of information. And then we say, okay, we'll do a research, we'll have an internal discussion, and what solution is best for you, we'll come back with that later on. Now, this delays the decision-making process, but it's more in the favor of the customer, and then they love that entire process. So it's a very elaborative and a long answer, and I'm doing it for the reference also, because these video will be available on my web, on my page, on my feed, and anyone who want to come back and understand what exactly is the process that we use and what you can do for yourself, you can refer back to this, and you can find out answers to your questions. I hope, Ivanta, that was helpful, and I hope if you have more questions, then certainly you can let me know, and I'll be very happy to help.